morning, students. Today I will discuss another important topic of plant layout, that is types of plant layout. So before starting today's concept, let me remind you what is a plant layout. Plant layout, we can say that it is a physical arrangement of everything which requires for production within a factory. When an industrialist identifies a new location for installing his plant, at that situation, various questions arises related to placement of machines at different places and identification of different location for different facilities. Like where should be the storeroom, where should be the tool room, where should be the material handling equipment room, and where should other facilities are available. These things can be decided or identified in plant layout. While designing the layout of a plant, the production manager first has to identify the different location for different facilities. Means he has to identify where should be the storeroom, where should be the tool room, where should be the material handling equipment room, and where other facilities are available. After identifying such things, he has to arrange basic employee amenities near to their workstations. Means he has to arrange basic facilities required by employee near to their workstations so that they can able to use this thing in a most convenient way. And after that, the production manager has to arrange the machines in a most effective way. Means he has to arrange the machines in a sequential manner so that the output of one machine can be used as input for another machine. So plant layout. While designing the layout of a plant, the production manager has to identify different location for different facilities, and after that he has to identify or he has to arrange different employee facilities near to their work centers, and after that he has to arrange different machines in a sequential manner. So plant layout means what? Plant layout is the arrangement of everything which required for production within a factory. If a production manager able to identify or able to make a good design related to the layout of a plant, then that brings maximum operating economy to the farm. Means if the layout is a good one or is an ideal one, then farm can able to produce more quantity goods at less time, and farm can able to avoid wastage of time, and with minimum movement of worker and machines, farm can able to produce large quantity of goods. So the production manager should have to take utmost care while designing the layout of a plant, because every small changes in layout brings huge cost to the organization, and that also affect the production process, and that also affect the material flow pattern of the organization or firm. So for producing more quantity goods at less time, there should be a good layout, there should be an ideal layout. If the layout is a perfect one, then the farm can able to produce large quantity goods in a smooth manner or in a continuous manner. Without an interruption, the farm or the manufacturer can able to produce the goods, and the farm can able to convert various inputs into finished goods or output easily or quickly. If the production manager are unable to make a design related to the layout of the plant, then farm will not able to produce larger quantity goods at less time, and farm will not able to use the capacities of machines, potentialities of human resources also. How? If the layout is faulty one, then there is unnecessary movement of workers and machines. If there is unnecessary movement of workers, then the workers feel tired, fatigue arises to them, so they require frequent rest. So frequent rest they require. So the farm will not able to use their potentialities, and machines are also idle. Machines and the farm will not able to use the capacities of machines also. So for utilizing the human capacities, human potentialities, machine capacities, there should be a good layout. So while designing the layout of a plant, the production manager should have to take utmost care, and he has to consider various factors while designing the layout of the plant. So this is all about the concept of plant layout. So what is the meaning of plant layout? Plant layout, we can say that it is a physical arrangement of everything which required for production within a factory. Or the layout refers to the arranging or grouping of machines which are meant to produce the goods. So it is all about arrangement of different facilities which require for production within a factory. Generally, there are different types of layout, and generally layout is different from industry to industry, location to location, and plant to plant. Different type of industry, different type of plants uses different type of layouts according to their requirement, according to their suitability. The plant select a layout. So production manager should have to consider various factors while designing the layout of the plant, and he has to identify or he has to select a good layout out of various layout, and he has to select a layout which is suitable to the organization, and the layout must be according to the requirement of the plant. If the production manager able to select a good layout for the plant and implement that layout and arrange everything according to that layout, then the farm able to get maximum operating economy. Means if that layout is suitable to that plant, then farm can able to produce large quantity of goods at less time, means without wasting much time, without incurring unnecessary movement of workers and machines. The farm can able to produce larger quantity of goods, and farm can able to use the capacities of machines and potentialities of human resources. So the production manager must have to consider various factors while designing the layout of a plant. So there are various types of layout like process layout, product layout, fixed position layout, cellular manufacturing layout, combined layout, service facility layout, and office layout. And the production manager should have to select a particular layout which is suitable to his plant, and which is he has to identify or select a layout which is required by the plant. So these are the various types of layout. Today I will discuss one type of layout, that is process layout. So in this layout today we will cover according to this type of layout, means if this layout is installed in a particular plant, how production happen, and after that what are the principles of this type of layout, and what are the merits and demerits of this type. Okay. So let me start first. What is a process layout? Process layout means what? Process layout, we can say that it is a grouping of similar machines in a one department. Means if the production manager select this type of layout, first he has to identify different location for different section or different department. After identifying different department, he has to install similar type of machines in a particular department. And after that, the product should be moved from one section, one department to another department for manufacturing. Generally, products moves from one workstation to another workstation for manufacturing. So, in case of process layout, what the production manager will do, how the production manager arrange everything. First, the production manager has to identify different location for different department. After identifying different location for different department, he has to install similar type of machine in a particular department. So after that, the product should have to move from one workstation to another workstation for manufacturing. So process layout means what? Process layout involves grouping of like machines in a particular department. Means a particular department having number of similar type of machines. So process layout is also called as functional layout or batch production layout. Take an example of steel manufacturing industry. So in steel manufacturing industry, the manufacturer generally requires various types of machine, like they require casting machines, turning machines, milling machines, drilling machines, fitting machines, and they also require many machines, many more machines for manufacturing a particular product. So in that industry, the production manager first has to identify different section or different department for producing the goods. Means there should be a casting department, there should be a turning department, there should be a milling department, there should be a drilling department, and according to the requirement of the production there should be other departments also. After identifying or after locating various departments, he has to install different machines. He has to install similar machines in a particular department. Means in casting department, the machine should have to install which performs the casting operations. Means the machine which performs the casting operation, that should be installed in casting department. Means in casting department, there are number of casting machines, and in turning department there must be various machines which performs turning operations, and drilling department there must be various machines which performs drilling operations. Means if a plant want to make a hole in a particular part of a in a particular part, then it has to send to the drilling department for making a hole. So in process layout, what the production manager will do or what the plant will do, first the production manager has to identify different location for different section, and after identifying different section or different department, similar type of machine should be installed in a particular department, and after that the product should be transported or sent to a particular department for manufacturing. After that it has to send again to another department for further processing, and at last by moving the product from one department to another department, the farm can able to get a finished goods. So take the example of Vizag steel plant. Generally, Vizag steel plant manufactures various types of iron rods, steel sheets. So for manufacturing a iron rod, generally they require a casting machine. Generally they require a forging machine. They require a turning machine, milling machine, grinding machine, and uh, heating machine and drilling machine. So for that industry, there should be a casting department, there should be a milling department, drilling department. So first they have to issue the material to a particular machines which require first performance. So for performing the first function, they have to issue the material to a particular machine which perform the first thing. So, in a particular steel plant, means in Vizag steel plant, there should be a casting department, there should be a milling department, drilling department, and heating department. So, in each department, the production manager must have to install similar type of machines. Means in casting department, there must have to be number of casting machines, and drilling department there must have to be number of drilling machines, and accordingly in a particular department similar type of machines should be installed by the production manager. And after that the product should have to move from one department to another department for processing, and at last the manufacturer will able to get a finished goods. If Vizag steel plant want to manufacture an iron rod, then they first require the casting operation. So first the manufacturer of that steel plant first issue the raw material to the casting department, because in casting department they can start their production. In casting department they can able to produce their desired workpieces. Let me clear you what is the function of casting department or casting machines. Generally the casting machines perform various functions, like it converts the solid iron, it converts the metal into or raw material into desired workpieces. Means in casting machine the manufacturer can able to get or able to convert the raw material into desired workpieces. So what function the casting machine will perform? Generally the casting machine convert the solid iron ore into liquid metal, and after getting the liquid metal, generally the manufacturer pour it into a desired safe frame, and after giving cooling to the desired safe frame, the farm or the manufacturer will able to get the desired workpieces. So for getting a desired workpieces, the manufacturer first have to use the casting machine. So for manufacturing a iron rod, generally the industrialist or the manufacturer of Vizag steel plant first require the casting operation. So for that reason, first they issue the raw material to the casting department, and after getting the semi-finished goods, they require to remove some part of the material. So for that reason, they send it to the turning department for removing some material from that part, and after that they send it to the drilling department for making a hole, and at last they can able to get a desired shape of raw material, a desired shape of work pieces, or whatever the finished goods they can able to get at last. So in process layout, what happen in process layout, generally first the production manager identifies different sections, and after that in each section similar type of machines are installed and products are moved from one section to another section for production. So whatever the machines are installed in a particular section, they can able to produce variety goods. Means in Vizag steel plant, in casting department, there are number of casting machines, and casting machines are not only meant for producing iron rods, and the casting by using the casting machines, farm can able to produce different type of materials. Like farm can able to produce different varieties of iron rods, and after that, by using the casting machine, farm can able to manufacture iron sheets also, steel sheets also. So in a particular department, whatever the machines are available, they can able to produce variety of goods. Generally the product which requires same type of machine, generally they send to that particular department for further processing. So generally these machines attend every product. So these type of machines are also called as general purpose machines, because they are not only meant for producing a single product. Generally they produces variety product. The product which require similar type of machine for further processing, similar type of machine for production, generally the farm or the manufacturer can able to use this machine for production of that particular product. So in case of process layout, there should be various department, and in a particular department there are various similar type of machines are installed, and the product move from one department to another department for production. Generally the material is issued to a particular machine which perform the fast function, fast operation. Generally for producing a iron rod, the manufacturer require casting operation. Through the casting process, the manufacturer can able to get desired work pieces. So for that reason, the manufacturer or the production manager first issues the material to the casting department. After getting the desired work pieces, means after getting the semi-finished goods, again it has to send to the other department for further processing. If the machine in one department are engaged, then the partly finished good must have to wait. Otherwise, it will again sent to the production unit, and after some time again it reissued to the particular department. So whatever the machines in a particular department, they can able to produce variety of goods. They are not only meant for production of a single variety product. So this is the example of steel manufacturing industry. Let's take another example of textile industry. In textile industry, generally various types of fabrics are manufactured. Like in textile industry, cotton fabrics are manufactured, rayon fabrics are manufactured, nylon fabrics are manufactured, woolen fabrics, and other fabrics are also manufactured in a particular textile industry. So for producing cotton fabric, generally the manufacturer requires various types of machines. Like the manufacturer require ginning machine, spinning machine, and knitting machine, dyeing machine, and at last the manufacturer require finishing machine. So in that particular plant, the production manager first has to identify different department according to the requirement of the product. Means there should be a ginning department, there should be a spinning department, and there should be a knitting department, dyeing department, and finishing department. So in each department, the production manager has to install similar type of machines. Means in ginning department, the production manager must have to install various machines which perform ginning operations. And in spinning department, the production manager has to install various machines which performs spinning operations. So accordingly, the production manager has to install different type or similar type of machines in a particular department. And after that, the semi-finished goods moves from one department to another department for further processing. And at last, the farm can able to get a finished goods, or farm can able to get finished goods by moving the semi-finished goods from one department, one section to another section. So for producing the cotton fabric, generally the manufacturer first require the ginning process. Ginning process means the manufacturer first issues the material to the ginning department, issues the material to the ginning machines. In ginning machine, what the manufacturer will do, or in what function ginning machine will perform. Ginning machine helps the manufacturer to separate the cotton seeds from the raw cotton. So in ginning machine, the manufacturer can able to get a pure cotton. Able to get a pure cotton means the manufacturer able to separate the seeds from the cotton. So for making a cotton fabric, first the industrialist or first the manufacturer require the ginning machine, and the material should have to issue to the ginning department. In ginning department, the manufacturer able to get a pure cotton, and after that it has to send to the spinning department. In spinning department, the manufacturer will able to make various threads or yarns by using the pure cotton, whatever the manufacturer get in ginning department or ginning machines. So after making various threads, after making various yarns in spinning department, again it has to send to the knitting department for weaving, and after that the farm able to get a fabric, and after that for coloring the fabric, the manufacturer has to send it to the dyeing department, and for finishing means for cutting extra thread in a particular fabric, the manufacturer has to send it to the finishing department. And at last the manufacturer able to get cotton fabric by moving the semi-finished goods from one department to another department. And in a particular department, similar type of machines are available. Similar type of more machines are installed in a particular department. And the product must have to move from one department to another department for manufacturing or for further processing. So generally, the ginning machines are not meant for producing the cotton fabric only. If a particular fabric requires the ginning operation, whatever the fabric may be, like rayon fabric, nylon fabric, or woolen fabric, whatever the fabric may be, whatever the requirement, according to the requirement, the product or the semi-finished goods has to send from one department to another department for production. And if the farm or if a particular product requires ginning operation, then that product first has to take to the ginning department, and according to the requirement they have to be, and it has to send to other department for further processing. So in process layout, how production will done. In process layout, first the production manager identifies different sections or different departments, and after identifying different department, production manager has to install similar type of machines in a particular department, and after that the product has to move from one department to another department for production, and at last the farm can able to get a finished product. And the production manager should have to arrange the department, or should have to locate the department in such a way that the product can move to different department easily. Means next to a particular department, next to the first performance department, another department must be there. This is the diagram of process layout. In this diagram, you can able to get a clear idea of process layout function. Means first the goods received by the plant, and that's sent to the storage for storing, and after storing the raw material in a storage house, then first it's sent to the turning shop, because for production of a particular product it requires first turning operation. So for that reason, the raw material stores in a storehouse, that first sent to the turning shop. After the semi-finished goods sent to the drilling department or drilling shop. From drilling shop it moves to the milling machine, and after that it goes to the grinding department. Next comes to the central inspection area, and after that it comes to assembly area and in assembly department. And in assembly department farm by assembling various parts, farm can able to get a finished products, and that finished product sent to the storehouse, and from that the finished goods sent to the packing and shipping department, and at last the finished product sent to the market. So whatever the dotted line here, the dotted line shows the path for material flow. Means the material first comes to turning shop. After that it goes to drilling department, next to milling department, next to grinding department, after that central inspection area for checking, and at last it comes to assembly department. In assembly department, by combining various or by jointing various parts, the farm can able to get a finished product, and that's sent to the finished goods storage, and at last that product sent to the market. Next, I will discuss the process layout principles. What principles, what rules the production manager should have to follow while designing this type of layout. The distance between departments should be short as possible. Means the whatever the department he identified or he located, the distance should be as short as possible. Machines should be grouped according to the principle of sequence. Means machines should be arranged in such a manner that the output of one machine can be used as input for another machines. Means the department should be according to the requirement, and the department should be located according to the sequential manner or according to the principle of sequence. Means in a textile industry, first there should be a ginning department, next to ginning department there should be a spinning department, and after that there should be a knitting department. So the department or the machines should be arranged in a sequential manner, so that goods or semi-finished goods can be transported easily or can be moved easily from one department to another department. And it should be convenience for inspection, and it should be convenience for supervision. These principles the production manager should have to adapt while designing the layout, while designing the process layout. Now we'll discuss the merits of process layout. What are the merits, what are the advantages of process layout? Let me discuss. First, reduce investment in machine. So if this type of layout are selected by the plant, then plant able to reduce the investment in machines, because in a particular department they install similar machines, they install same type of machines. So by installing few machines they can able to produce variety of goods. So for a particular product it is not required to install a particular machine. So in a particular department there are similar type of machine, they can attend number of product. Means by using few machines the farm can able to produce number of goods, so it reduces investment in machine. And there is a greater flexibility in production, and there is also greater flexibility in production. Means if the farm want to produce more quantity of goods, then by using such machines the farm can able to produce number of goods, because a particular machine can attend to number of product and attend to varieties of product. There is no requirement for attending a particular product by a particular machine, so there is a greater flexibility in production also. Better and more efficient supervision is possible through specialization. In case of process layout, there is better and more efficient supervision is possible, because in a particular department similar type of machines are installed. So a person having that knowledge, if that person is appointed in a particular department, he can able to visualize, he can able to supervise the functions of that particular department. So there is specialization can be maintained, and it is easy for the plant to supervise. Because sometimes a person doesn't have variety knowledge related to different process, different machine, the operation of different machines. So this system provide a specialization to the plant, and through this processing the farm can able to get better supervision facilities. There is a greater scope for expansion. There is also greater scope for expansion. Means if the farm want to produce more quantity of goods, it is not required for the plant to install more machines. Whatever the machines they have till now, by using this thing, they can able to produce more quantity of goods. So this system provides greater flexibility, and this system also helps in expansion. This type of layout result in better utilization of men and machines. So this type of layout also helps the organization to utilize the potentialities of humans and utilize the capacities of machines also. How? So in a particular department, more quantity, more variety products are produced, so that the men's and machines attached to that department are not idle. They produce variety of things, so that the farm can able to utilize the potentialities of men, farm can able to utilize the capacities of machines also. There is full utilization of equipment. Equipment also fully utilized in case of process layout, and no machines are idle, and all equipments are engaged in a particular task. So there is a full utilization of equipment in process layout. It is easier to handle, and this process layout is also easier to handle because for installing this type of layout, generally the production manager first identifies different location related to different facilities and different requirements. After identifying different location for different department, he has to install similar type of machine in a particular department, and any problem, the production manager can able to check and can able to control also. So it is easier to handle. There is a greater incentive to individual worker to increase his performance. So there is also a greater incentive. The worker, if the worker can able to get more incentives, more wages, if this type of plant layout are installed. How? Means in a particular department, the or by using a particular machine, the farm can able to produce variety of foods. So worker attached to a particular department are not idle. They always engage in producing a variety of things. So if they produce more quantity goods, they are entitled to get bonus, they are entitled to get various types of incentives. If the particular employer engaged to or attached to manufacture a particular product, then after completion of this product they may be idle and the machines may be idle. But in case of this type of layout, continuous production is done, number of or variety of production are done. So the workers are not idle, and the machines are not also idle. If the workers increase their performance, if the workers cross their standard, they are entitled to get bonus from the organization. These are the various merits of process layout, and after that I will discuss demerits of this type of layout. There is a difficulty in movement of material. Here what happened, here how the production happened. Generally the product or semi-finished goods move from one department to another department for production. So it is difficult for the farm to carry the product from one department to another department. If the product is bulk, then it is difficult for the farm to move or transport from one department to another department for production. Next, this type of layout require more floor space. This type of require enough space also, because there should be separate department for separate functions. So for that reason, it requires more floor space within a particular building, within a particular room. That cannot be, this facility or this type of layout cannot be arranged. For this separate location or separate department must be required. So this type of layout require enough space. There is difficulty in production control. There is also difficulty in production control, because the product has to move from one department to another department, and it is difficult for the production manager to check where the semi-finished goods wait for further processing. And so for this reason, this type of layout, it is difficult in production control. Next, production time is more. um, Generally, if this type of layout adopted by the organization, they are marked demerits or disadvantages, that production time is more, because the product has to move from one department to another department for further processing. So in moving, it also requires some time. So production require more time. With minimum time, farm cannot able to produce more quantity goods because it require movement of semi-finished goods. So this is all about process layout. This is all about merits and demerits of process layout. This is all about today's class. Thank you.